Hi book friends, welcome back to my channel. I am a Jen who reads, and this is my October TBR Spookopoly style. It is that time of the year again. This is the second year that I am participating in Becca and the Book Spookopoly with her Spookopoly-thon board. It is a Halloween reimagining of Monopoly. I will have her announcement video for the game linked below, but it's super easy, very self-explanatory. So this is the board that she created. I printed it off. I don't have a colored printer, so then I went ahead and colored the spaces. You print out or just read online all of the rules. I know it looks like a lot, but it's really not that bad. A lot of this is just explanations of the prompts that you land on. And then you can choose to play the game two ways. You can choose to roll as you go. So throughout the month of October, when you finish a book, you roll and you move on to the next space and it determines what book you're going to read. Or you can do it the way I did it, where I just rolled everything all at once. I usually pick 5 books for my TBR in a month because I feel like that is a good amount that still gives me some wiggle room for book club books or just some mood reading. And so this year I did the same thing, but I said I'm going to do 5 rolls or however long it takes me to get around the board, whichever comes first. I did end up doing 5 rolls and it took me almost all the way around the board, so I ended up stopping there. So I did do 5 rolls. The rolls I have already recorded, but I have not picked the books yet that go with the prompts. I do have a book club book that I've been wanting to read, and it is a book that I'm reading with Books and Heather for the month of October. And so I'm hoping that it will fit one of these TBR prompts. If not, it's going to have to just be an extra one that I tagged on the end. And I also have another book in mind that I want to start, but it's probably going to take me more than 1 month to read it. And so I'm hoping that it also finds a place on my TBR in these prompts. So let's go ahead with my first roll. All right, so I have my D&D character figure. This is Rhapsody, she's a bard. And I have my 2d6, and we are gonna see where we land. So we need to start on go. First roll, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I landed on purple present. Wouldn't you know it, I landed on a purple space for present, and the prompt for present is a book that you want to read right now. And I feel like this is just perfect. This must be fate or something, because that book club book that I was talking about is The Spell Shop. This is a book that I want to read right now. So this is going to fit that prompt perfectly. But also it matches the color on the board almost perfectly. So I think that this was meant to be. This is a cozy fantasy. On the back it says, "This was a good place with kind people who cared about each other. There was a unicorn in the woods, mermaids in the coves, and the best raspberries she had ever tasted. And there was Lauren." The sequel to this was just announced and the cover was just revealed. This is the cover and it's absolutely gorgeous. I know that I'm going to love this book. I am predicting that this is a 5-star read for me. All right, roll number 2. Second roll. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I landed on Community Shelf. Roll number 2 landed me on Community Shelf. So for Community Shelf are these cards. I think 5 or 6 of them come with the game, and then you just write a prompt, a random prompt on the back of them. So when I did my Community Shelf, I picked the prompt Kindle book, which is perfect because I have a lot of books on my Kindle that I need to get to. Actually, I'm in the middle of 2 books on my Kindle already, but they are not priority reads. So the two that I'm thinking about are, I don't know if you can see this. So I have Nestling by Nat Cassidy, and this was a recommendation by Books and Heather. And then the other one is one that I have been wanting to read for a little while, and that is right there, Dowry of Blood. That one's been on my TBR for a long time, but I think that Nestling is shorter. And since I do have another big book in mind, I think I'm going to go with Nestling for my community shelf pick. All right, time for roll 3. Third roll. 9 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I landed on yellow Bram Stoker. For rule number 3, I landed on yellow Bram Stoker, and he is the creator of Dracula. So that prompt told me to find a book with vampires in it, and that was not hard because I have a lot of them. So the one that I chose was Grady Hendrix, The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. Of all of the books that I have with vampires in it, this is not the one that I am the most excited about. However, this one has been on my TBR for a long time, and I think that this one will be a little bit quicker of a read than some of my other ones. And I've only read one other Grady Hendrix, and I really would like to form a solid opinion of him as an author, but I can't do that if I've only read one book. So hopefully this one I will read, and then I can determine if he is an author who I'm going to continue reading or if I'm going to put him down and move on. Fifth roll. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I landed on Green Spooky. For my fourth roll, I landed on Green Spooky, and that is to read a book that you consider spooky. I don't have a lot of books that I consider spooky because I don't really like things that are scary or things that are spooky. But I do have a lot of books on my shelf about witches. So I'm going to just pretend that I think that witches are spooky. And the book I chose for this prompt is The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin. Another one that has been on my TBR shelf for a long time. I also have the second book to this. And I just think that this book is beautiful, and I've heard a lot of really good things about it, and I think it's going to be the perfect read for October. And roll number 5. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big book, more than 500 pages. My last roll landed me on blue, 500 pages. The prompt for this is to read a book that is more than 500 pages, or if you don't have a book that is more than 500 pages, the longest book that you can. I am making my way through Brandon Sanderson, and the next book on my list is the first book in the Stormlight Archives, The Way of Kings. This is definitely more than 500 pages. In fact, it is very close to 1,000 pages. I do not plan on speeding my way through this. I don't know how long that this will take me to read. It may take me into November, maybe even December, because I really want to savor this and remember every detail. This copy that I have is a pretty beat up copy that I got secondhand at probably a thrift store, but it's got the most beautiful inside art and maps. This is in the back. And I just think that it's absolutely gorgeous. Because this is a hardcover and he's pretty hefty, this is probably a book I will only read at home. I won't carry around with me to read outside anywhere. So that's another reason why this may take me a little bit longer to get through. So I only have 5 books on my TBR for October because the 2 books that I wanted to read fit prompts for this game, which was absolutely perfect. I cannot wait to see your Spookopoly videos. Some people have already been posting them and I have been watching them, and they are so much fun. If you're still with me, leave a Halloween themed emoji in the comments, or just tell me something that you're looking forward to reading in October. As always, I appreciate your likes, your comments, your subscribes, and until the next video, happy reading.